Hello everyone, welcome to this video where we are given that x can be any angle from 0 degrees to 180 degrees. This means that x could be either acute or obtuse. Please bear that in mind, okay? Then when given the following ratio, right? Do take note that for part A, we can actually use our calculator to help us solve for the ratio. And when I see that the cosine of this angle x, right, is equal to a positive ratio, this means that x in this case is an acute angle. Okay, why? Because if I compare this ratio with part B, which have a negative ratio, this tells me that this is a negative ratio. Then this tells me that angle x is obtuse angle. Okay, so that's the first thing. So when you use your calculator, right, x will therefore equals to the cosine inverse of 0.4266. So the calculator will then give us the angle straight away. In this case, 64.748. But this particular question requires us to leave answer to one decimal place. And therefore, this is to about 5 sig fig, 64.7. In this case, degree, one decimal place. Similarly, for part B, right, x is therefore equals to the cosine inverse of this negative 0.4266. And when you use your calculator, they will give us the obtuse angle immediately. In this case, 115.252, which is to 6 significant figure before I round off to the final answer. 115.3 to one decimal place as required by the question. So for cosine ratio, is pretty straightforward. But let's move on to part C and D, where we are given the sine ratio. And at this point, right, it is important for us to remember that the sine ratio of an obtuse angle or an acute angle, they are actually the same. So what this means is that, right, for now, we will not know whether this angle x is acute or obtuse. It could be either. And the calculator, if you are using your calculator, right, and when you key in the sine inverse of 0.4266, the value that they return, they will only return us the acute angle. So in this case is 25.252. When I round this off to 5 significant figure, but I also know that the obtuse angle, which will be 180 degree minusing this 25.252 degrees. This is my acute angle. This will be my obtuse angle. They will both return me that same ratio of 0.4266. So right, for sine ratio, we have to be careful. So this part here, final answer will be 25.3 degrees. And the obtuse angle then, it will return us 180 54.7 degree. And for this question, they require us to return the answer correct to 1 decimal place. So you will see 2 possible answers for x. So the same goes for part D, where x is this inverse sine of 0.8. Again, we should need to be aware that the calculator only return us the acute angle. This is the acute angle. But we also need to remember that the obtuse angle will also give us back that same ratio. Okay, this will be my obtuse angle. And so final answer will be 53.1 degree or 126.9 degree to 1 decimal place. So you can see that for sine ratio it gets a little bit more complicated, whereas for the cosine ratio of an obtuse angle is pretty straightforward. With that, we have come to the end of this particular video. So if you like this video, do give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.